Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Samasta Janakalyane Niratam Karunamayam. Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahavidyam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vishdhushavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This morning we were saying the Srishti Prakarana. So we saw that there are many theories on Srishti. Now, like many of the philosophies like Sankhya, Yoga, believes in a 24 tattvas of Srishti. Vedanta also accepts the same process. So there are 24 things related to Srishti. Starts from Pradhanam. Pradhana is the word used in Sankhya, but Vedanta calls it Pradhana or Prakriti or Maya. From Pradhana comes Mahat Tattva. From Mahat Tattva, Ahankara. This Ahankara is not our Ahankara, this is the Samashti. Samashti, the total consciousness, total buddhi put together. From Ahankara, Pancha Bhutas. What are the Pancha Bhuta? Akasha, Akashad Vayuhu. Vayu, Agni, Agnirapaha, Jalam, Prithvi. So from the Ahankara, 5 elements, that are known as Pancha Mahabhutani. The 5 great elements are created. Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jala and Prithvi. Now, in each of these, there are 3, because these are all coming from Pradhanam, which is of Trigunatmika. Okay? So, in all of them, there is Triguna. Sattva, Rajaha, and Tamas. So in all Akasha also there is Sattva Guna is there, Rajoguna is there, Tamoguna is there, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jala, Prithvi. In all of them, Trigunas are there because they are all coming from Pradhana Prakriti, which is the Trigunatmika. Now, from Akasha's Sattva Guna, our Shrotra Indriya is created. Ears means not this Mamsapinda, not this organ, but the ability to listen. That is known as Shrotra. That Shrotra is created from the Sattva-guna. So, Akasha's Sattva-gunas. From the Sattva-guna of Akasha, Shrotrendriya is created. Vayu Sattva-guna, what is created? Tvak. Our Tvak is the skin is created. As I am telling, skin is not the skin, the ability to touch. Okay, that is a skin. And Agni Sattva-guna, Netra, eyes, ability to see. Jalasya Sattva-gunas, Rasana, ability to taste. The Earth Sattva-guna, Grana, ability to smell. Because see, Sattva is always jnanatmakam. Sattva always creates jnana. So the Sattva guna of Akasha, from that, the Sattva guna of Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jala, Prithvi, our jnanendriyas are created. Okay? And the total Sattva guna of all this, total Sattva, from the total Sattva of all of Panchabhuta together is Andakarana. What do you mean by Andakarana? Our inner instrument. Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chitta. So our inner instrument, what we call as Manoha, Buddhi, Chittam, Ahankaram, etc., that is created from the Sattva guna of all the Panchabhutas together. That's why mind is able to, know, or our Buddhi is able to know the Shabda, Sparsa, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, etc., because it's a totality of the Sattva guna of all the 5 bhutas. Now, Akasha's Rajoguna. Akasha's Rajoguna, Vak is created, ability to speak. And Vayu's Rajoguna, Pani is created, ability to grasp. Agni's Rajoguna, Pada, ability to move. Jalasya Rajoguna, Upastha is created, genital organs. And Prithvi's Rajoguna, Payu, or the excretory organs are created from the Rajoguna of Prithvi. And all this put together, the totality of Rajoguna, total rajas of all this put together, Pancha Pranas. Pranas are created. Pancha Pranas, the 5 pranas are created. The physiological functions are created from the totality of Rajoguna of all of them put together. Now comes Tamas. From Akasha's Tamoguna, a process named Panchikarana. We will study what it is. Grossification, a process of grossification happened by which that Tamoguna is appearing as the physical space. The Akasha, which is Tula Akasha, is created from the Tamas, Tamogunas, particular Panchikarana. We will see what it is. And Vayu's Tamoguna, from that, the air is created. And from the Agni's Tamoguna, by Panchikaranam, then that fire is created. Fire means what we can see. The fire which we see, that is from the Tamoguna of Agni, which is manifested, which is grossified. And waters. The water what we see, it is from the Jala Tadmatras, Tamoguna. And Prithvi is earth. Earth means any matter. Earth which is there anywhere in the universe, the matter, grossified matter, is created from the Tamoguna of Prithvi. So, this Pancha Jnanendriya, 5 Jnanendriya, 5 Karmendriya, 5 Prana, Pancha Prana, then our Andakarana. Andakarana is considered as divided as 4. Manaha. What are the Andakaranas? Manaha, Buddhihi, Chitta, and Ahankara. Yesterday we studied. This put together is known as Andakarana. Okay. So, these are the, 1, 2, 3, Pradhana, Mahat, Ahankara. Okay. Pancha Jnanendriya, Pancha Karmendriya, Pancha Prana, Pancha Mahabhuta. 20. Pradhanam, Mahat, Ahankara, 23. And Andakarana 24. So these are the 24 tattvas of Vedanta. Chapter 24. First one is Pradhana, Prakriti. Then from Prakriti, Mahat Tattva. From Mahat Tattva, Ahankara. From Ahankara, Pancha Bhutas. Five subtle elements. From that, Pancha Jnanendriyani, Pancha Karmendriyani. Then totality of them, totality of Sattva becomes Andakarana. Totality of the Rajas becomes Pancha Pranaha. And these three together becomes 24 Tattvaha. See, first thing itself, Vedanta is not very much interested to explain creation because we think it is Mayak idea. But as a philosophy, they have to explain some things. So they are actually borrowing the entire concept from Sankhya. Okay, so whatever Sankhya says, we also say okay. Okay. Because you see, in our case, anyhow, we have to do negation of everything later. So we don't want to build a different system. So whatever Sankhya says, we just take it. Okay. So these are the 24 tattvas of Vedanta. Okay. Now let us just read. It's there, written in our book. We'll just read it and then we'll come back. Please take your book. Page number 79. 79. It's just a description, okay? There's nothing to worry much. Adha Chaturbimshati Tattva Utpatti Prakaram Vakshyama. Adha Chaturbimshati Tattva Prakaram Chaturbimshati Tattva Chaturbimshati Tattva Prakaram Vakshyamaha. Now we shall expound the creation of 24 elements. Chaturbimshati Tattva. Now the evolution of 24 factors of creation. Vakshyamaha. We shall now tell. So, actually, about Atma Tattva, it is said now about the Prakritika idea. What is the Prakriti? What is this universe? So it all starts with Prakriti or Maya or Pradhana. What is Pradhana? Page number 80. Brahmashraya Sattvarajas-tamo gunatmika Maya asti. Brahmashraya Sattvarajas-tamo gunatmika Maya asti. So if we want to explain the creation, then we have to explain the cause. When Sachidananda Atma alone is there, only is there, it is difficult from Sachidananda Atma how the creation comes, etc. So we introduce, this Vedanta introduce a concept of Maya, the power. The power of creation is known as Maya. So what is Maya? Maya is Brahma Ashraya. In Vedanta Shastra, the power of God, what is Maya? Maya is the guna, is the Shakti, not guna, Shakti of Paramatma. Brahma Ashraya. It is not an independent factor. In Vedanta, okay? In Advaita Vedanta, Maya is not an independent factor. That is the power of God. Yadhagne dahika shaktihi. How the Agni, the burning power is there in the fire, like that in Brahman, the Maya appears at the time of creation and disappears at the end of the creation. Appears and disappears. So Maya is the Shakti. What do you mean by that? Suppose there is a person who is a singer, who can sing well. Now, It doesn't mean that he's a singer means 24 hours he is singing. That's not the meaning. So he has the potential ability to sing. Whenever that person wants to sing, he will sing. Whenever the person wants to stop, he will stop. Like that, the Shakti, the Maya appears and disappears in Brahman. Okay? Brahmashraya. And it's not an independent. What we want to say is, in Vedantic understanding, Shakti is not independent. Vedantic understanding, okay? Don't bring the Tantric etc. concepts here. According to Vedanta, the Maya Shakti appears and disappears. It is totally dependent upon Brahma, Brahmashraya. So what is the nature of this Maya? Sattva, Raja, Tamo, Gunatmika. What is Maya? Trigunatmika. The nature of the power of Maya is Trigunas. What are they? Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Maya Asti. Bhagavan Shankara in his Vivek Chudamani, he explains, Avvyaktanamni Paramesha Shaktihi Anadya Vidya Trigunatmika Param Karyanumeya Sudhiyaiva Gamya Yaya Jagat Sarvamidam Prasuyate. There is a power, Yaya, by which Jagat Sarvam, all this universe is created. What is that? Actually, nobody will be able to really understand what Maya is. Huh? Yes. In Vedantic understanding, Maya is Avyaktanamni. It is Avyaktam. You can understand consciousness, but understanding Maya is very difficult. Why? Is Maya there? Yes. But the moment you start to inquire about Maya, it disappears. Sannapi, asannapi, ubhayatmigana. We see the world, so if we see the world, there should be a cause. That cause is there. But the moment you start to really think about it, it disappears. Sannapi, asannapi, ubhayatmika. It cannot be together. We cannot say that Maya asti nasti. It's not possible. So, we call that our khyati, our understanding of Maya is kind of inexplicable. We cannot explain what Maya is. Anirvachaniya. So don't ask me later, what is the nature of Maya? Even great Mahatmas are not able to answer the question. So I haven't. So, but it is there. It appears to be there. That power of, Ishvara, with this Maya has two powers. One is known as Avarana Shakti and Viksheva Shakti. See, we see the snake on the rope. The two things are happening. The rope is as though covered. It's known as Avarana. Because the nature of rope is covered, we see a snake there, isn't it? If you see a rope there, then snake is not there. So the nature, the Maya's power is, it can cover and project. The two powers in Maya, the power of, covering, the power of projection. The ability to cover is known as Avarana Shakti. The power of projection is known as Viksheva Shakti. So there are two powers of Maya by which this entire universe appears to be there. Avyaktanamini Paramesha Shaktihi Anadi. From where it started, we do not know. Ye Maya kab se shuru hui? We do not know. Trigunatmika. What is the nature of this Maya? Trigunatmika. There is Triguna, Sattva-Rajas-Tamo Gunatmika. How we know that such a Maya exists? Karyena Anumaya. Because we see the nature, we see the prapancha. So we understand, we try to reason. Okay, so anumeya, that which is inferred from the effect. Karya anumeya, by whom? Sudhiya eva, only wise man can do that. Jagat sarvamidam prasuyate, because of which all these worlds are created. Such Maya asti. Please see, page number 80. Brahmashraya Saturajastamo Gunatmika Maya asti. So there is something which is known as Maya, the power of Brahma, because of which the entire creation came to exist. Now, how the expansion of creation is said in the coming pages. Page number 84. Tataha Akashas Sambhutaha Akashad Vayuhu Vayoho Tejaha. Page number 84. Tejasa Apaha Adbhyaf Prithvi. From that Maya Shakti of Ishvara, Akasha, the space appeared. From the space, Vayu appeared. Air. This is not the Vayu what we see, okay? This is subtle one. Vayu appeared. Vayoho Tejaha. No, from the air, the fire appeared. From fire, water. How can you say that from fire, water comes? Hydrogen and oxygen, both of them are Vayu. From that only water comes. So, Tejasaha Apaha. No, from the Tejas, both of them, hydrogen burns and oxygen help to burn. Both are actually Vayu. So, from that, fire comes. From fire, waters. Tejasaha Apaha. Hydrogen and oxygen together becomes Apaha. Adbhya Prithvi, from the element of water, the solidified matter appeared. Please don't ask me why this and all that. This is what Shastra says. That's all we can, something is Shastra Jnana. Okay, once more. Tada Akashas Sambhutaha Akashad Vayuhu Vayos Tejaha Tejasa Apaha Adbhyaf Prithvi. So Panchabhutas came. Now from that, from the Sattvika guna of all of them, Jnanendriyas are created. This is just to read and go forward. That's all. Etesham. Page number 87. 87. Panchatattvanam madhye. This five tattva. Five tattva means Panchamahabhutas. Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jala, Prithvi. Akashatsya Sattvika Shrotrendriyam Sambhutam. So from the Sattvika Amsha of Akasha, Shrotra came. See, what is Akasha? Shabda Gunakam Akasha. The guna of Akasha is Shabda. And that's why we have, from that Akasha, we got an ability. Please understand that this is not Akasha. This is not Shrotram. Okay, this is only Mamsa Pinda. The ability to hear is the Shrotram. Because Shabda Guna, Akasha is Shabda Gunaka. That's why from Akasha, the ability to listen to the sound is created. Vayoho Sattvika Amshad Tvagindriyam Sambhutam. What is the nature of Vayu? Sparsha. The touch is the nature of Vayu. So that's why from that Vayu, the Tvagindriya, the ability to touch is created from Vayu. Agnehe Sattvika Amshad Chakshurindriyam sambhutam. What is the guna of Agni Rupa? The what you call the guna of or the manifestation of Agni is form, Rupa. That's why from the Agni Sattvikamsha we got a Indriya which is capable of perceiving Rupa, perceiving form. Agneha Sattvikamshat Chakshurindriyam sambhutam. Now comes Jala, the water. Water's guna is taste. Taste is the guna of water. That's why if there's no water in our mouth, we cannot taste anything. If the mouth is dry, we cannot taste. So, water is that which actually gives taste. Okay, so our indriya, our rasana means the ability to taste. That is coming from waters. Jalasya sattvikamshat rasanendriyam sambhutam. And Bhumi's guna, the Prithvi's guna is smell. Gandhavati Prithvi. Gandha is the quality of Prithvi. So Prithivyaha sattvikamshat Granendriyam sambhutam. So ability to smell comes from the Prithvi. From the guna of Prithvi, we are able to, the ability to smell is created. Once more, let us read. Etesham panchatattvanam madhye akashasya sattvikamshat shrotrendriyam sambhutam vayoho sattvikamshat Tugindriyam sambhutam Agneha sattvikamshat Chakshurindriyam sambhutam Jalasya sattvikamshat Jasanendriyam sambhutam Prithivyaha sattvikamshat Granendriyam sambhutam. So whenever you get some time, make a chart. Okay, Jala, Gandha, all this, Akasha, Vayu, etc. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Sattva together, Rajas, Tamas together, and Tamas. Then it becomes very clear to us. Etesh, page number 89. Etesham Panchatattvanam Samashti Sattvikamshat Manobuddhya Hangara Chitta Andakaranani Sambhutani. So the Sattva of Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jala, Prithvi together created Andakarana. What is Andakarana? There are 4 faculties in Andakarana. Please understand, these are not different things, okay? When Andakarana is working in one way, we call it mind. In another way, we call it buddhi. In another way, we call it ahankara. In another way, when it is functioning, we call it chittam. They are not 4 different things. Only one thing. Andakarana is one thing. See, for example, we have tongue. Now, when the tongue is tasting, we call it rasana. When the tongue is helping us to speak, then we call it jihva. Indriya is same. But when it is it's appearing, it says functioning as a jnanendriya, we call it rasana. When it is functioning as a karmendriya, we call it jihva. Thing is same. Like that, andakarana is one. When it is confused and thinking to do, not to do, then we call it mind. When the emotion starts to manifest, we call it mind. When we are able to decide, then we call it buddhi. When we are able to remember, memory, etc., then we call it chittam. When this all things are, unified, then we call it ahankara. So they are not, that is not, only is there, but manifest in four forms. Now, what is manaha? We have discussed all this before itself, so it's very easy for us. Sankalpa vikalpatmakam manaha nischayatmika buddhihi aham karta ahankara chindana kartru chittam. So what is manaha? Sankalpa vikalpatmakam. That which hopes, that which doubts, that which is the seat of all kinds of emotions, that is known as manaha. Oh, आज रात को कुछ बढ़िया खाना मिल जाए. संकल्प, hopes. जाऊं या नहीं जाऊं? विकल्प. So when there are hopes and doubts and confusion and emotions and all that, we call it manaha. Sankalpa vikalpatmakam manaha. And what is buddhi? Nischayatmika, that which is help us to reason, that which help us to logical thinking, that which help us to decide. That faculty is known as buddhi. We have discussed this before. You remember? Thank you. Nischayatmika buddhi. Buddhi is that which help us to decide. Now comes ahankara. What is ahankara? Ahankarta ahankara. Kartrutva bhoktrutva buddhi is ahankara. This ahankara is not ego. This ego, this wherein when we say that this is the nature of in the antakarana, what is ahankara? I am the doer, I am the enjoyer. This feeling, that which unites manobuddhi and chitta. Okay, that's continuous I buddhi. I buddhi as a jiva buddhi. I am there, I am there. I am a jiva, I am a jiva. That is known as ahankara. Okay, ahankarta, kartrutva buddhi. I am the doer. Who am I? The doer. That is ahankarta, ahankara. Chindana kartru chitta. What is chitta? Chitta is the seat of memory. With the help, we are able to remember things. So these are all actually four functions of one antakarana. Okay? Manaso devata chandramaha buddhehe brahma ahankarasya rudraha chittasya vasudevaha. See, when we are studying about Jnanendriya also we studied, no? Vak, Pani, Pada, Payupas, Tadrar devatas, Shrotrasya devata, Dik, Chakshushaha devata, Suryaha, Tvacho devata, Vayuhu. Remember we studied that. Same way, Andakarana also there are four devatas, means there are four faculties. There is a universal faculty which actually controls this. Who are they? Manaso devata chandramaha. The mind, the devata which control the mind is chandrama. Another thing we have to understand, okay? When in our Purana, when we speak about chandrama, when we speak about Surya as devata, that is not what we see, okay? In the night, the beautiful, yesterday was Purnima. If you today also you will see the beautiful moon rising, or the morning, the sun rising. And then, somebody say, now they went into moon and then they walked on the moon, so your God is destroyed. See, that is only a bimba. Like when we go to the temple, we have Shivalinga or Mahavishnu's Murti, etc., isn't it? So if somebody comes and destroy that Shivalinga, do Shiva get destroyed? No. Like that, this moon and sun, they are only some linga. They are only some, some pratika. The Chandrama whom they are talking about is a devata. Okay? So, Manaso devata Chandrama. That's why Why Manaso Devata Chandrama? Because how the Chandra, wax and wane, our mind also wax and wane. Sometimes it's so good. Swamiji, today I'm feeling like I'm the top of the world. Next day, what happened? Mind is like that, like the Chandrama. So, Manaso Devata Chandrama. And they say that the word in English is lunatic. Have you heard the word lunatic? That comes from the word Luna. Who is Luna? Luna is moon. So, Luna actually moon. So, lunatic means because the mind has effect. Now also, when the Purnima comes, etc., the people who have some kind of mental disturbance, etc., they get really agitated and all that. So, mind and moon, there is a connection. So, Manaso Devata Chandramaha Buddhehe Brahma. This is not Brahma, it is Brahma, Brahmaji, the creator. Among the Trimurtis, the Brahmaji is the controller of Samashti Buddhi, not our only Buddhi, that total Buddhi. Ahankarasya Rudraha. And the Devata of Ahankara is Rudra. Chittasya Vasudevaha. The Lord of Chittam is Vasudeva. Vasudeva Mahavishnu. Not Sri Krishna, but Mahavishnu himself. Okay, so these are the controlling factors of the Panja Jnanendriyani. So we said from the Panja Bhuta Jnani, Satyuga Amsha Panja Jnanendriya came to exist. From the Rajo Amsha, Panja Karmendriyas came to exist. All the Panja Karmendriya, the Rajas of all this together becomes Panja Prana. Okay, just remember this chart becomes clear. Now that thing is explained in the next verse number 93. Etesham Panchatattvanam Madhye Akashasya Rajasamsad Vagindriyam Sambhutam Vayoho Rajasamsad Panindriyam Sambhutam Vannehe Rajasamsad Padindriyam Sambhutam Jalasya Rajasamsad Upasthendriyam Sambhutam Prithivyaha Rajasamsad Gudendriyam Sambhutam Etesham Samashti Rajasamsad Panchapranaha Sambhutaha. So from the Sattva Jnanendriya, from Rajas Karmendriya. Okay? So Akashasya Rajasamsad, from the Rajasic aspect of Akasha, Vak, ability to speak, is created. Vayu's Rajas is Pani, the ability to transaction, ability for transaction, pulling, pushing, all that ability is coming from the Rajasamsha of Vayu. Agni's Rajasamsha Pada, the mobility, ability to move is coming from Agni's Rajasamsha. Jalasya Rajasamshat, from the Rajasic aspect of Jala, Upasthendriya, the genitals are created from the water's Rajasamsha. And the excretory organs are created from the Rajasamsha of Prithvi. Okay, and put together, all these Panchabhutas, Rajasamsha together, that creates Panchaprana. What are the Panchaprana? Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. We studied in detail yesterday what is prana, what is its work, everything. That is actually created from the Rajasamsha of all these five bhutas together. Now, we will just start the next line and then we will complete tomorrow. Etesham Panchatattvanam Madhye Tamasamshat Panjikrita Panchatatvani bhavanti. So from sattva, jnanendriya, from rajas, karmendriya, from tamo aspect of this Panchabhutas, a process of grossification happened. That process of grossification is known as Panjikaranam. With Panjikarana, the Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jala, Tat, Prithvi, which is subtle, is appearing in this world as gross elements. What we see, what can be seen, what can be touched, what can be smelled, all that Panchabhutas. What we can see. Now, the gross elements of Akasha, the space, the air, the fire, the water, and the earth is coming from the tamasamsha of the original Panchabhutas through a process of Panchikrita Panchama. So it is Panjikarana. What is Panjikarana? It's a very interesting topic that we'll see tomorrow. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.